So don't forget to talk into there. A very good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, back on air. Patricia and David, ZMH 286, and very pleased to be back on air and back here at home after a very cold visit to Wellington. I'm a born and bred Wellingtonian, but I'd have to say I don't think I'd want to go back there and live. Beautiful, beautiful city, but boy, is it cold when the wind blows from the south. And it looks like a fair number of you are experiencing wind from the south, but we'll get on to this shortly. Since I've been away, quite a few people have set off, but I think what we'll do tonight is start with David giving a bit of a roundup of what's happening in the Southwest Pacific. I thought I would tell you, though, that we have rain here. What a surprise. Rain again in Auckland. 18 degrees, though. We've got about 3 knots of wind from the north. 1015 and dropping, but quite a bit of action. So here's David for the weather roundup, and then we'll call in some boats.
Okay, well, good evening, and this is just a general idea of what's going on in the Southwest Pacific. A lot of activity. On the upper levels, we do have an upper level trough at 500 millibar, and it's affecting the weather throughout the area that you all are. As an example, we have a trough that runs from Rotuma, goes through Wallace up to Tokelau, runs up to the northeast and curves around north of the northern Cooks. We've got another trough that runs from the Solomons. It goes down to Vanuatu, but just to the east of the main island group. Those of you that are up in the bank, Sola as an example, the axis of the trough is actually just to your east. You can see that clearly on the satellite imagery. There's another trough to the west of Vanuatu, and it runs from the Coral Sea, goes southeast just to the north of New Caledonia, and continues on to almost Anisham. Cloud and whatnot is covering just to the west of that area. Yet another trough runs from about 25 south and about 162 east. It arcs southeast to Norfolk Island, and then it comes here to New Zealand. And the other trough is affecting Fiji, and it runs basically from Fiji southeast to the southern parts of Tonga, and just continues on southeastward, where the trough turns into a cold front. Then we have, in between this whole mess, we have a high that's building, and it's centered pretty much over at Raoul Island, and it's about a 1025 right now, and it will probably get a little bit bigger. So that's the general picture. Most of the winds are easterly quadrant, say from 30 south northward. So areas of light wind you'll find in the Tonga, Fiji area. New Caledonia, west of New Caledonia, the winds pick up to about 20 knots, and up around the Fiji area about 10 knots out of the east. That's just general wind, just a mean wind. Up on the Coral Sea, they're 15 to 20 out of the east-southeast. So that's it for the general picture, and I'll pass it over to Patricia. If you have any questions on there's probably 8 or 9 of you that we know of that are heading off to either Australia or New Zealand. So here's the chief back from her big trip.
And yes, we will. What we'll do is we'll see if anybody is on air from those that are underway at the moment, and then we'll take some questions. I know there are a lot coming south to New Zealand. Blue Oceans is down, probably the most southern one, down at 30 degrees, 5-3 south. There's Champagne, Martin and Lisa at 2812 south. And Lady Nada, got an email from them from about 2 o'clock. They were at 24 degrees 36. And then there's Scoots that left today. So I think what we'll do is we'll take the New Zealand bound boats first, and then we'll go on to the ones that are heading west to Australia. We have got quite a few heading that way to various ports, mostly Bundaberg, but Southport. So we'll take those next. So yeah, and then we've got a few boats that are going to be leaving tomorrow and the next day. So let's take a roll call, and see if there's anybody that's first of all coming to New Zealand that wants to check in. Please call now. Well, the sounds of silence, so I hope, probably people don't know that we're back on air. It's a shame. We do know that there are some people, though, that are out there waiting to call us. So let me just tell you who's going to Australia that we know of. And Carla, Liesel and Andy are heading from Noumea to Southport. They are leaving, tomorrow? Oh, that's right. And Somerset are looking to leave. I think we'll probably get David to talk about some of these proposals. Let's have a look at Eye Candy, who are on their way now and probably are really feeling quite comfortable at sea. Eye Candy, Gulf Harbour. Oh, I've got good copy on you on both my antennas, Andrew. So good evening to you and Claire. How's it going? Over. Oh, 20 hours of motoring. Well, that'll be good for the Arabs. Give me your position and conditions. Over. Oh, okay, so I'll just repeat that for those that may not have heard. Eye Candy have got very mellow conditions. They've been motoring for 20 hours. I'll pass it to David to see if he's got any hope in a minute. But 2319 south, 16101 east on their way to Bundaberg, 240 magnetic, 5.5 knots motoring, 8 knots of southeast, gusting to 10. Oh dear, I shouldn't smile, but well, I tell you what, it's better than the alternative. Let me pass the microphone and see what he's got up his sleeve.
Well, at your location tomorrow, I know you'll have moved from that, but in any case, that spot is what I'm looking at right now. And yeah, I'm afraid tomorrow is more of the same. It picks up towards evening. You're going to get up to about 15 knots, let's hope. Still southeast, but 15 is pretty good. Wednesday and Thursday, as the high moves east and as you move west, you're starting to get into a little bit more of, where the isobars start to come together a little bit more. So you're going to have more wind, definitely more wind. So that's the story there. Unfortunately, one more day of light air, but then your ride should be much better. Over.
What evening was it getting to 15?
It should be tomorrow evening. You should get up to about 14, 15, like that, as you head west. Wednesday, it picks up to maybe 15, maybe almost 20 as the day progresses towards evening. It'll be a little bit stronger, and then as you continue west, you should have plenty of wind to sail by. Over.
Is there squally weather coming later in the week?
I see. Well, it depends on where you are. Along the coast, at the moment there is. Hang on 1 minute, and I'll just do a scan, and we'll get back to you in just a minute. But right now, I'll give it over to Patricia. So just wait one.
Yeah, I think we were looking before at the Friday anticipated arrival, and I think we saw northeast for you. But anyway, he's having a look. I'm going to call in Gone with the Wind shortly. See, they're going to hopefully come rolling on behind you there. Gone with the Wind on the AIS are at 22 degrees 24 and 164 degrees 42. But I'm going to give them a call in the moment after David's had a look at your Friday, potentially Friday arrival. I think they're looking at Thursday night and Friday too. So the race is on for them to catch you. Stand by.
On Friday, there's definitely some convective activity all the way up the coast from probably Brisbane north. There is a trough, yet from what I can see. That's the bend in the isobars right there, so the wind is going to shift from basically as you get near the coast, it'll be almost easterly. Then it starts to back to almost northeasterly as you close with the coast of Australia. And those northwest winds affect everything from about 22 south all the way down to Sydney. In fact, down in the Sydney area, definitely quite a bit of rain down there. Northeast winds looking like 15 to 20. Always higher in the gusts when you have a fair amount of rain coming down. So yeah, Friday looks like a bit of activity with regard to showers.
Okay, well, stand by the radio. Your signal's so good. I'll usually try and get you to help out. Gone with the Wind, Gone with the Wind, Gulf Harbour. Yeah, good evening, Liam. I presume, to both of you, I presume that the position I just gave is reasonably close. What are your conditions, Liam? Over. Okay, I was experimenting with the other antenna and it's cutting out a bit too much, but I did improve your position 2524 and 16240. It must have been a bit behind the old AIS. So variable though, yeah, it looks pretty light at the moment, but you would have heard David talking, I presume. Over. Oh, 2254, I managed to get that reversed. 2254, yeah, thank you for that. Yes, I was busy trying to work out this northern antenna, but of course with the lack of rain, with the lack of sun and too much rain, the internet is not working all that great to get the signal down from Cairo. All right, well, yes, you've got your work cut out for you, but you guys quite like this lightish conditions because you go pretty fast in it. Over. Yeah, I'm just going to see if David's got any further comments from where they are. Stand by, Liam.
No, it's as I said before, the high moves east very, very slowly. It tends to become a blocking high by almost next weekend. But anyway, you folks that are going to Australia and are halfway there or so, with arrivals of Friday, yes, as the high moves east, the isobars change shape, so you'll be looking at northeast winds from probably 155 onward to the coastline, and those winds are going to be in the neighborhood of a mean wind of about 15 knots, 1.5, and that doesn't count the possibility of squalls in the Thursday, Friday time frame as you get close. Uh, there is a low that has formed over the southeast portion of Australia, and it's running a frontal band all the way up, paralleling the whole coastline of Australia, but inland. And so as the days roll on, that is going to move east until it finally gets to the coast. And that is when you're going to have your possibility of rain and squalls with that. But not too bad, really. Most of that activity is really about 28 south and southward from there, up around 25 south. Really not too bad at all, again, except for the chance of a squall. Now, this could change by Friday, depending upon what that low inland Australia does, but at the moment, that's what it looks like. But you're going to have good wind direction to get to the coast. Over.
Okay, clear with Gone with the Wind, and I'm just looking, there's a lot of boats coming down from New Zealand, as well as a lot of boats going from Fiji towards New Caledonia. So there's a lot of activity in the Southwest Pacific at the moment, which with all that activity in the Southwest Pacific that David was talking about before will be quite interesting. Kahurangi I see is taken off, and Adamite, and who else do we know around here? Tabaki. Quite a lot of boats around the 24 mark, and of course the slug of boats, Atarangi and Champagne, and boats around the 28 mark. So anyway, I shall just see if there's any other boats wanting to check in. Please call now. Yeah, hello Paul, haven't talked to you since for a while, and Somerset, I'll just fill in the gaps here, probably in Solder and looking to get to Bundaberg. Go ahead Paul, over. Okay, I've got you, and I missed the, didn't quite catch the latitude, but it was 14 degrees 2 something.
What's the one?
And 167 degrees 20, I think, but you might have to correct me. They have jumped the gun, and going on a course of 224 at 7 knots with southeast 15. Still heading to Bundaberg, I assume, Paul, and please correct the position, over. For some reason I've lost you completely, so I'm going to go to
light air tomorrow for them.
Let's have a look here on the AIS.
Light air tomorrow.
Light air, David is saying tomorrow, light air tomorrow. So it doesn't matter precisely where you are, which I will find on the AIS in a minute, although it sounds like the AIS is a little bit behind tonight. but very light air tomorrow, so you will probably be wanting to conserve fuel for a while. But anyway, light air tomorrow, Paul. Over. Oh, okay. Okay, I've got you now. That came up better. And in fact, IIS has got you at 7.4 and 14 degrees 02. That's what I might have missed out on. And 16720, I got that correct. Okay, light air tomorrow. We will just pass the microphone. I think there might be a few more words from the guru here.
No gurus here. Anyway, on Thursday, it definitely is going to pick up again. I'm looking at the French modeling. I've looked at GFS, NEC, MWF, but I really like to look at the French models up in that area. So on Thursday, you're going to have a good solid 20 knots according to them, and that makes sense. You're on the perimeter of that high, which by Thursday has hardly moved at all. Very, very slow. Like I say, it becomes a blocking high. They're starting to become a blocking high. And according to the models, the French models, that will continue probably on to Friday. Hold on. Friday right through Saturday for sure, a good 20 knots. And as you'll be skimming the top of New Caledonia, I assume. So you're looking at possibly 25 knots for a period of time. There's some areas of fairly fresh winds, fresh to strong winds, just north of New Cal. And that is in the Saturday, late Friday into Saturday time frame. But we'll know more as the days roll on. Over.
Tomorrow, will there be any more wind and light air?
No, tomorrow, according to them, and I think they're probably quite correct, about 10 knots. Looks like out of the east, a little bit south of east, tomorrow, from what I can see. Let me look at tomorrow night. Hang on. No, I'm afraid not. It's light right through midnight and into the early hours of Wednesday, which is the 19th. And we'll see what the French are saying there. I'm moving you southwest. Well, I have you on the run line to Bundaberg. And once you get about level with, say, Port Vila, that whatever the latitude is there, west of that where you'll be, it'll be a good 15 to 20 knots on oh, this is Wednesday. Wait a minute. I want to look at Friday. Friday, it definitely is going to be stronger, and the location that I gave you before about just to the north and west of New Caledonia, looking at 20 to 25.
But it was tomorrow that he was interested.
Yeah, but Wednesday, tomorrow, sorry.
Tuesday's tomorrow.
Yeah, Tuesday, again, light air. I'm afraid you can't escape that, and you're going to have to wait a day or so. Wednesday, I'm just scrolling here, see if there's any real change. A little bit more wind, but still 10 to 15. It really doesn't start to pick up until Thursday, as I said, and that's where you'll have your 20 knots, is on Thursday. So I'm afraid you'll just have to get a suntan, maybe.
Catch fish.
And all the rain that you had up there, and wait until a couple of days. The Thursday time frame, you'll have plenty of wind. Over.
Well, you'll just have to all huff and puff. There's enough of you on board. All right, yeah, it sounds pretty light. Well, it's actually quite nice to have the first couple of days of a longish passage fairly light so that you can all get your sea legs again. Mind you, you guys have been routing around, so definitely have your sea legs. All right, we will clear with Somerset and just see if there is anybody else on air wanting to call in. This is Gulf Harbour Radio. And by the way, folks, those that are waiting to go, we are on live streaming, so if you have family at home or spouses at home who want to keep track of things, by all means you can listen live as we're talking, and you can ask questions or pass messages on, such as here's Ali and Max from Y2K on air, and hello from Vicky, Astrolab Sailing. She must be still up there. Anyway, yes, you can get them to listen in, or they can go to the YouTube at a later, more convenient time. Okay, is there anybody else for Gulf Harbour? Call now. Lady Nada, very good evening to you guys. I'm Lady Nada, and yes, got your email, thank you. And I presume, yes, you're down. Well, you've given me your position and update from this afternoon. Over.
Roger. We now at 2503 177 560. We've got a boat speed of Q knots on heading of 180 knots. The wind is blowing down.
No, I have got you. I was very good copy at the start, Adrian. 2503 south and 17756 east, but I don't think I've got the course and speed and weather correct. Could you repeat those? Over. Yeah, I thought that's what you said. 10 knots and 101 course. That was the 101 I was a bit puzzled about. And what is the wind at the moment? Over. Oh, that's not too bad. It's improved 15 knots from the northeast. Yeah, you're just going to unfortunately run amok with this confounded high that's going to give you some winds, but I'm going to pass the microphone to David and give you your next couple of days at least. Over.
Yeah, the high on Wednesday, to give you an example, is going to have not moved, just basically centered in the Tasman, very slowly heading to New Zealand. Unfortunately, Wednesday, you're going to be on the eastern side of this high, and on Wednesday you're looking at southerly winds, about 11, maybe 15 knots. There's a low, what's left of the low, just to your southeast, and that's probably going to churn up the seas just a little bit. But yeah, Wednesday, that's the start of the southerlies, and those southerlies are going to continue for quite some time. So we'll keep you informed as you head further south, but you're going to be slogging into it, I'm afraid. That four-letter word, tack. Over.
Yeah, can you repeat that question? Over. Yeah, I'm not picking up the question or the comment, whichever one it was. Can you repeat? Over. Yeah, I know it's a pain when you get that sort of thing confirmed. You sort of hope that things might change if you ignore it for a while. Okay, well, we'll see where you are tomorrow. And yeah, you're a bit east of the boats. There's a few boats, strange ones, strange names, to your west there. But yeah,
Saturday it starts
interestingly
to.
enough, on my GFS here, it looks like you're going to get a bit more wind than David was saying tomorrow. Have you got any more comments? You were muttering there. Hang on a minute.
Saturday it starts to go to the south-southeast.
Yeah, David was saying Saturday it goes to the south-southeast, but that's a long way away, isn't it? It's only Monday at the moment. All right, well, we'll wait and see. But yes, that's the old story, and you've been around. You know what happens. All right, we'll clear with Lady Nada. Is there anybody else? Is there any relays? I wonder if I'm not getting too much coming from the Kaio antenna. Is there any relays? I think I heard someone there, but not to discern anything, any comment. Any relays for me? There was a lady's voice just came in quite clear. Could you come again, please? Oh, hello. Hello, Liesel. Well, let's talk to you first. That's Ankala. You're still planning to go tomorrow. Is that correct, over?
Yes, that's correct. We're still anchored just outside Namia, but planning on leaving at 5 a.m. and heading to Southport.
Yeah, 5 a.m. Boy, that's a good early start, but I hope that that's Noumea. Maybe it's New Zealand time or Australian time, but I guess it's Noumea time. A really early start from Noumea tomorrow for Ankala, and I think you and David have been in correspondence on the email while I've been away. Could you just stand by, because I don't think I'm copying. Scoots. This is Gulf Harbour Radio. Eddie, copy Daryl.
Scoots, copy you. Scoots, copy you. Over.
And I've got brilliant copy on you now, so I'm not sure what was happening there. Go ahead, over.
Position 2 degrees 4 south, 166 degrees 40 minutes east, course 125, speed 7 knots. Copy?
Yeah, very nice copy, and good afternoon to all of you on board. 22 degrees 41 south and 166 degrees 40 east on a course of 125 true at 7 knots. And your conditions, over?
We have northeast winds of 12 knots and calm, smooth seas and slightly overcast but generally clear skies. Yep.
Okay, so there's a bit of cloud around, northeast 12, calm seas. Boy, that sounds absolutely perfect start for you people, over.
Yeah, not we might have some winter work ahead of us, so we'll take this floor.
Yeah, well, you'll get too far away for the crew to change their minds, so that's a very pleasant start for Scoots, who left today from Noumea to go to Opua. Okay, all right, so I hope you're all healthy on board. And is there any comment from you, David? Hang on a minute.
Headwinds on Wednesday.
Oh, he's such a doom and gloom person. Headwinds on Wednesday, so yes, make the most of what you've got for the couple of days, over.
Yeah, roger that. All's well on board, and we're enjoying the trip, over.
Roger that. So you guys won't be too far from coming home. Hope you're bringing some sunshine and dry weather. Are we sick of the rain? Okay, we will clear with Scoots. It was actually a good signal. Not sure what happened at the start there. Is there anybody else for Gulf Harbour? Yeah, what I was saying before, if anybody wants to check your, if you've left the boat and gone home, or if you've got friends and family wanting to hear what's going on, by all means come on to the streaming and ask a question or leave a comment to pass on, and we will certainly do that. Okay, I don't think there's anybody else. We'll just do one more call in case there is anybody. and good sailing to those who are at sea at the moment. Is there anybody else? Oh, hello. Yeah, haven't heard you since when you took off. Where is Gracias at the moment? Over. Okay, Gracias is just outside of dinner hour at the moment. So you're looking and following along from what's happening to everybody ahead of you. And what are your thoughts for departure? Over. Oh, okay, yes, there are a couple of folks leaving tomorrow. Let's see who's leaving from there, the ones that we know about. Anyway, I think Marilyn are not leaving until the next day. Yeah, all right, so a slug. We'll call you a slug of boats leaving tomorrow. So that will be interesting. So we'll call you tomorrow night. Over. Yeah, I'm having trouble again with this Kaio antenna. All right, so thank you for that. So we'll be watching the weather from dinner hour tomorrow. Just departure, I'm just writing this down, 18th from dinner hour, and we'll be following you nightly to see, I presume you're going to be coming into Opua. Can you just give me a roger on that? Over. Nothing heard there. All right, we will find that out. Okay, I'm just going back to my own antenna here. Is there anybody else? Nothing heard. And is there any relays from anybody? Nope, nothing heard. All right, well, there is quite a lot of activity and a lot of energy from the weather gods too, so it will be an interesting couple of weeks to look at boats coming both south into Australia. So keep looking at the weather, folks. Look particularly, it's really easy looking at windy because they go out so far, and I know it's not all that accurate, but there is some rather interesting weather coming up. David was showing me before on windy what's happening with these highs and the dreaded polar dip that happens on the top left hand side. So just pay attention to that and be patient if you need to be. This is Gulf Harbour Radio. We are clear. The frequencies are all yours to use, and have a very good night, particularly those at sea. Cheers all.